All right, welcome back to Vinewood Public Access. You're on with your favorite chatterbox, Tommy Singles. We are burning the midnight oil, and we are all out of flame retardant. Let's see if we can't find ourselves an issue to press. Let's talk about something serious, folks. I know it's late, but I'm sure we've got something important. We can air our grievances, our laundry. Let's see what's going on. Caller, you are on the line. What's on your mind?
Tommy, listen, I got to talk to you about pizza. Real pizza.
Great. We love a sauce-based emergency here.
I'm from Broca, Liberty City, born into the thin crust and raised on grease. And let me tell you, Guido's Takeout on Vinewood Boulevard. Best Liberty-style slice in the LS. It's floppy, oily, disrespectful to napkins. It's fucking perfect, Tommy.
Yeah, I'm with you, buddy. It's right down the street. Gets me through a number of late nights. So what's your beef?
But people here, they line up for Sharkies pizza. You know? You ever been there to Sharkies pizza? The crust is a yoga mat. There's arugula on it. Arugula, Tommy. Like the fucking leaf.
Yeah, sounds like a goddamn nightmare, if I'm being totally honest with you. Down in Del Perro, I think.
And let me say something else, Tommy. There's this other place, all right? It's called the Pizza Coven. Vespucci. Real underground. I walked in, thought I was buying a pizza, left wondering if I'd, joined a blood pact.
Well, maybe you just got sauce on your receipt.
They had candles, Tommy. Black walls. The whole vibe. And I ate one slice, and ever since, my fridge hisses at me. My dog, he won't sleep near me, and I keep waking up with sauce on my hands.
Yeah, I guess you could be haunted or something like that. I mean, did you do anything to upset them?
I might have catcalled the hostess. Just a little bit, Tommy, though. Just a little bit in a really nice way. I said, you dish out slices like you dish out looks. And let me tell you something, brother. She was a looker. Jeez, manon.
And bada bing. There's that East Coast charm.
She looked me dead in the eyes and said, you will be sauce-bound. Bro, what does sauce-bound even mean? I don't even understand what she's talking about.
I'll tell you what it means, Vinny. Can I call you Vinny? I'm going to call you Vinny. Vinny, you can't work your East Coast magic on these West Coast witches. Put simply, they ain't playing games. Whether she's named Crystal or wearing crystals or both, keep your mouth shut and stick to Guido's. Good luck, Vin. All right, let's move on to someone who hopefully is not a huge creep.
I just want peace, Tommy. Just quiet, solitude.
Oh, shit. Okay. My card here just says tired in Vinewood. What's the problem?
And if that means screaming at my neighbor's kids every night, so be it. You can't get picked up for screaming at kids. It's not a crime, Tommy. I looked it up.
The fuck?
It plays so damn loud I can't sleep, so I go out there and 1 a.m. and I yell. It's like no words, just ah!
Jesus Christ.
Just screaming in their windows. You know what? It works.
Holy shit. Okay. Great. Let's take a break from this free expression and do some ad reads. Due to a questionable clause in our station's arts funding grant and Kevin's inability to ignore an email, we are required to read ad submissions from local small businesses. These are all sent in by the owners themselves, and I mean that in the worst possible way. All right, Gems Jewelry. Oh, this is right next door. We sell rings, chains, and discreet apology gifts. Got dumped? We got discounts. All of our gold is probably real, and our diamonds are shiny in most lighting. Mention this ad and we'll buff your old engagement ring until it looks like someone might say yes again. There's a guy that sleeps outside that place 6 years before I realized it's the owner. Paradise Sauna. Escape the chaos of Vinewood in our steamy sanctum. Paradise Sauna offers hourly rates, towel rentals, and something called thermic realignment, which might be a typo. Don't ask us what's in the eucalyptus steam. We don't know and legally can't test it. Paradise Sauna, the only spa where you leave sweatier and more confused. This is also right down the street. It says open 24 hours, but I don't think I've ever seen it unshuttered. All right, and finally, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy Happy Shark's fees. Happy Shark payday loans. Need quick cash? We don't check credit, we barely check ID. Our rates are high, but our smiles are higher. Mention this ad and we'll waive your first late fee. Probably. These are all over town. Nothing says trustworthy like a cartoon shark smiling and holding a baseball bat. All right. That concludes this round of unsolicited non-sponsorship. If you'd like me to read your ad on the air, email it to Kevin or just scrawl it on a napkin and leave it under the studio door. We'll read almost anything, obviously. All right, folks. Well, it is that time of day. I have to go pick up my dry cleaning and make sure I still have an apartment. So it is time for The Bottom Line with Blayne Bartlby. Fun fact, his name used to be spelled Blaine, but he changed it to Blyne so people wouldn't associate him with Blayne County, which is fair, but now it sounds like a cologne for people who gentrify neighborhoods. Anyway, here's the bottom line. Brace yourself for capitalist optimism with no human warmth.
You're listening to The Bottom Line, where capitalism isn't just a system, it's the system. Good day, Los Santos movers and shakers. This is The Bottom Line, where progress is sacred and profits are divine. I'm your ever-enthusiastic host, Blayne Bartlby, here to remind you that in capitalism's game, you're either a player or a pawn, and pawns don't get yachts. Let's dive right in, shall we? Okay, let's talk about Ammunation, a shining beacon of liberty and personal empowerment. Critics might say, oh, they profit off violence. But to that I say, freedom isn't free. Where else can an upstanding citizen pick up a grenade launcher and a can of Patriot beer in one trip? Ammunation isn't just a store. It's a corner store of our democracy. But let's dig deeper. Ammunation doesn't just arm individuals. It arms dreams. Think about this. Someone might start as a regular customer buying a pistol for home defense. But within a year, they're the proud owner of an entire arsenal capable of defending a small country. Ammunation makes entrepreneurship possible in an unpredictable world, especially if that business happens to be independent security services or field negotiations. And to the critics of Ammunation, they forget the jobs that Ammunation creates. Factory workers, delivery drivers, gun cleaning specialists. Who else out there is doing more to keep the wheels of industry turning? And let's not overlook their philanthropy. Remember the Ammunation Sponsor a Rebel program? Or their limited time offer. Buy a flamethrower, get a free set of survivalist camping gear. If that's not corporate responsibility, nay, corporate generosity, I don't know what is. Ammunation, thank you for your service. FlyUS, the airline that truly puts the service in self-service luggage kiosks. I mean, sure, they've had complaints about delays, lost baggage, and incidents involving oxygen masks, but let's focus on the positives. Their innovative pricing model. Can you believe they found a way to charge you for thinking about an upgrade? It's genius! But FlyUS isn't just about getting you from point A to point B. It's about the journey. And what an unpredictable journey it is. Don't forget their amazing in-flight experiences like surprise reroutes, turbulence that feels like a theme park ride, and occasional unscheduled landings. Every flight is an adventure. And as a bonus, FlyUS is eco-friendly. Not because they use sustainable practices, which as we all know are just government handcuffs, but because their delays mean fewer planes in the sky. That's a carbon footprint win, am I right? FlyUS's impact goes beyond the skies. They've created thousands of jobs for luggage recovery specialists, customer service agents who specialize in saying no, and legal teams who handle mid-air scuffle lawsuits. Truly, a company that's always creating opportunities. So next time you're crammed into seat 37B, remember, you're part of something bigger. A profit margin. Ah, the Cola Wars. A battle as old as capitalism itself. On one side, we have Sprunk, the soda of adrenaline-fueled lunatics who think jumping off Vinewood Hills counts as fun. And on the other, eCola, the choice of people who are just better. Now, some people want to pick sides, but here at The Bottom Line, we say, why choose? Both brands are masters of marketing manipulation. Sprunk turns sugar water into an extreme lifestyle, while eCola, well, they capitalize the C, even though it is the second letter in eCola. So you know they are taking the flavor seriously. The real winners? Shareholders. And all of us, of course. That is what makes this country so great. And now, to bring some firepower to the discussion, let's welcome our guest, Randall Tuff, spokesperson for Merryweather Security. Randall, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Blayne. And let me start off by saying I'm a big fan of the show, but Merryweather is not a mercenary group. We are a private security contractor. There's a distinction, a very expensive one at that too.
Of course, Randall. Let's address the critics who claim Merryweather has been involved in, how should I put this, ethically ambiguous activities.
Blayne, Merryweather exists to keep the world a safer place for everyone that can afford it. You are definitely welcome. Whether it's protecting VIPs, enforcing contracts in disputed territories, or just simply applying a little pressure on competitors, everything we do is above board. The more recent track record speaks for itself. Fewer than 50 accidental casualties this quarter, and several of those were, frankly, kind of asking for it.
Remarkable restraint, truly. And what do you say to accusations that Merryweather is just a privatized army for hire?
I'd say those accusations come from people who are just not understanding the modern world or are too broke to realize it. If you want peace, you hire professionals. If you want a predictable outcome, you don't rely on government contracts. You hire us. We offer comprehensive conflict resolution services with optional aerial support. And let's be honest, no one complains about a privatized army when it's their mention that we are defending.
Well said, Randall. And remember, folks, Merryweather isn't just a name. It's a lifestyle. And that lifestyle includes helicopters, armored cars, and hopefully, peace of mind. Randall Tuff, thank you for your service. That's it for today, loyal listeners. We've covered guns, planes, soda, and mercenaries. A true buffet of capitalism's finest. Remember, whether you're sipping Sprunk, boarding FlyUS, or hiring Merryweather to resolve your disputes, you're contributing to the glorious machine of progress.
You're tuned in to Vinewood Public Access.
Vinewood Public Access. Because, what do you have that's better to do?
You ever have that friend who gets one idea in their head and suddenly it's their whole personality? Well, I got a guy, let's call him Dave, because his name is Dave, who has recently decided he is moving to Vice City. Says it's the place to be. Says everybody's talking about it. Yeah, Dave, you know what else everyone's talking about? Microplastics. Doesn't mean that you should start shoving them in your mouth for breakfast. Look, I don't know where this sudden Vice City hype train came from, but let me tell you something. I grew up in that general area, okay? I willingly left, and I can tell you right now, Los Santos may be a festering, over-policed, smog-choked nightmare, but it is still better than Vice City. Vice City isn't a paradise. It's what happens when you let millionaires build an entire city on swampland and then pretend it's not sinking into oblivion. You ever wonder why people in Vice City party so hard? It's because they have to distract themselves from the fact that they're one bad hurricane away from becoming fish food. Let's talk about the people. You think Los Santos has grifters? Whew. Vice City was built by con artists, man. Everyone's either trying to sell you beachfront property that doesn't exist or convince you that they used to run with some cartel boss who totally, absolutely trusted them. And if you don't fall for the hustle, congratulations, you just got mugged instead. Los Santos, at least we know what we are. We don't pretend to be some neon-soaked paradise while the local economy is one bad real estate deal away from imploding. You want overpriced drinks? Fine. At least here you can get scammed on rooftop bars with a view instead of a rundown nightclub that smells like coconut-scented mold. So, yeah, Dave, move to Vice City. Have fun getting your wallet stolen by a half-naked guy being chased by alligators. Meanwhile, I'll be right here, breathing in the smog, dodging the traffic, and enjoying the one thing Los Santos actually has over Vice. Stability. All right, let's go to the phones. Who's got something even dumber to tell me about today?